Thank you, Sal. It is 7:52, and today a long-awaited Senate version of the health care reform bill has been released on Capitol Hill, but without Republican support. The so-called Gang of Six senators was unable to come up with a bipartisan bill after weeks of negotiations. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Max Baucus says he will move forward with the $856 billion measure. Joining us from Washington, D.C., Congresswoman Jackie Speier. Congresswoman, good morning.
Good morning, Ross.
It really looks like the Gang of Three rather than the Gang of Six. They can't seem to get together. And what I notice about the release statement this morning, there is no public option.
That's right. But what we're also finding out is that many Democrats in the Senate aren't going to support the Baucus plan. So, regrettably, the Republicans have struck a blow for no effort that's going to be successful, I believe, in the Senate right now. I think Senator Baucus has made a Herculean effort to try and make a bipartisan bill work, has for more than 6 months been dancing with the Republicans, and they've walked away. So I don't know where that leaves us.
Unfortunately, I mean, you're kind of blaming the Republicans here, but there are a lot of Democrats, particularly the very liberal part of the party, that is saying if they don't get everything they want, they're not going to play the game. And is that any way to come up with new policy?
Well, Ross, sometimes that's posturing. And I do believe that the Democrats want a health care reform measure. And we are not going to finish our work here without one. And that's the goal right now, to get the best possible measure to the president as possible. The truth is, without a public option, though, you cannot have an individual mandate. And without an individual mandate, you're not going to ensure the 30 million Americans who don't have health insurance today. So if that's where we're heading, which would be, in my mind, not the way we should be going, we're going to have to regroup.
But it does sound, after the president talked to that joint session of Congress, that he was willing to go without a public option. And it looks like this bill is going to have a nonprofit member-owned cooperative option. And they're also talking about, Olympia Snowe, Republican, came up with this trigger idea where that you do have a public option, but it doesn't go into effect unless the insurance companies just refuse to compete. And then the trigger is pulled.
Right. I've actually asked the caucus to look at what we did in California with low-cost auto insurance. We created an individual mandate requiring everyone to carry auto insurance and show proof at time of registration. And then we offered a low-cost auto insurance policy that has been working pretty well in California. $315 in Northern California, $385 in Southern California. More than 10,000 Californians actually have taken up that policy. I think we've got to come up with a low-cost health insurance policy for Americans so that they are not left bare and find themselves in medical bankruptcy.
Well, this past Sunday on Fox News Sunday, Kent Conrad, who is from North Dakota, a Democrat, also part of the Gang of Six, made the comment, "We're very close to an agreement." And now we hear today, well, you got the Republicans not cooperating. It sounds like in the back room some real deals are being made.
Well, everyone's saying we can agree about 80% of it. It's just that 20%, and then unfortunately the 20% is the core of how we get more Americans insured. I think that you could walk across the floor of the House right now and get agreement on pre-existing conditions, prohibiting them, and prohibiting rescission. But that doesn't get us any closer to insuring the 30 million Americans who don't have health insurance, and that's the rub.
Well, thank you for moving quickly to the studio this morning. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Jackie Speier, Washington, D.C. Time now is